I spent the rest of the night exploring underneath amethyst petals. This world was unlike the one I came from. Life moved slower down here. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Known Unknown. My name is Zach, and today we are going to be following a nameless android as they travel the stars searching for a new home for their creators. Helping us tell the story of this nameless android is the game Alone Among the Stars, created by Takuma Okada. If you would like to pick up this game for yourself, or if you'd like to support the creator, I will have both of those links down in the description down below. Alone Among the Stars is a pretty simple game, but in its simplicity is its beauty. All we need to start this game is a 6-sided die, a deck of cards, a journal, and the game rule set, which, like I said before, you can find in the description down below. The game revolves around exploring new, strange worlds. We do that by rolling a 6-sided die. We take the number that we rolled, then we flip cards equal to the number rolled. After we've determined how many cards are face down in front of us, we start exploring the planet. Go from card to card, rolling the 6-sided die again, combining whatever is on the face of that card along with the die result, and together that will give us the prompt of what we're discovering it, how we're discovering it, and what type of thing we are discovering. The last thing we then do is write in our journal how our character reacts to this discovery. Like I said, this game is super simple, but in its simplicity is all the possibilities of the universe. We have so many different things we can discover and so many different ways our character can react. So without any more hesitation, let's take to the stars. We begin our journey as a lone scout ship jets across the emptiness of space. Its pilot and sole crew member, an android sent on this journey by its creators. Its mission? Find a new planet to replace their dying homeworld. Waking from a deep slumber, the android finds itself sprung to life to the sounds of its ship whirring through the void. Ahead of them, a large planet that shimmers with the color of amethyst. Orbiting around the planet, 3 silvery moons differing in sizes. Without thought, our nameless android engages the ship's landing protocol. Alright, so now it is time to make the first roll of the game. What is our android going to discover? Are they going to find a suitable planet for their creators? Only the dice and the cards can decide now, so let's get into it. So, for our first dice roll, we got a 3. So that means I'm going to be placing 3 face-down cards in front of me. We roll one more time, and then we flip over one of the cards. Together, the result is an ace of clubs and a 6, which means the prompt is, you spot while you are resting some type of plant or immobile form of life in a field taller than you. With that now known, let's see how our lone adventurer reacts to their first discovery. Entry log 001. After journeying through the stars for an uncertain amount of time, I have come upon a large amethyst planet. From my initial readings, from the exterior atmosphere, it seemed probable that this planet could support life. Seeing promise, I descended through the atmosphere to get a closer look. I flew above its purple rock-scaled surface in search of life. This seemed to go on for hours. Hours of nothing. Eventually, I decided it was time to land on the surface and search on foot. To my surprise, what I thought was a scaled surface was actually in fact large overlapping amethyst petals, resting on top of large organic stalks the size of mountains. Similar, yet so different, to the skyscrapers of my own world. I found my way under the petals. It was there that I observed a new world. A world devoid of sunlight, but not of life. I discovered a land lit by large bioluminescent fungus, small critters without eyes. They seemed so familiar with their landscape. I landed my ship and got out. For the first time since my creator's workshop, I stood on solid ground. Our lone adventurer has finally made landfall, so let's see what's in store for them in this new bioluminescent wonderland. Once again, I'm going to roll a dice and then flip a card over. This time around, the card is a 6 of spades and the die landed on a 1. With a club, once again, it means our android is going to be discovering some type of plant form or immobile life form once again. The 6 on the card also means that they are going to discover this life form on top of a snowy peaked mountain, which I think is going to be quite interesting, seeing that we've already, in fiction, described a world covered in amethyst petals. So is the mountain underneath the petals? We'll soon discover. The 1 on the die also means that when our lone traveler comes upon this discovery, they are going to have a little bit of a hard time getting to it. So let's jump back to our lone android. They have quite a big discovery to make. Entry log 002. I spent the rest of the night exploring underneath amethyst petals. This world was unlike the one I came from. Life moved slower down here. The petals absorbed all the sunlight, leaving the other fauna and creatures to rely on them for energy. I found myself at times memorized by their comings and goings, everything working in almost a clockwork, machine-like efficiency. Soon after observing the creatures under the petals, I decided to move on. While the creatures of this world were content with living under the petals, I don't believe my creators would be. Carefully, I returned to my ship and began flying through the canopy of the amethyst petals. I found it quite challenging, but eventually I found myself in an area of the petals that had withered away, illuminating a large mountain range that would otherwise be cast in shadow. I flew around the mountain peaks, weaving in and out, taking readings. The fauna of this area was unlike the rest of the world. Colorful, alive. Colorful flowers moved across the snowy peaks as a gentle wind blew past them. From afar, it seemed as if they were waving at me. The snowy peaks were too much of a challenge for me to land, so once again, I moved on. Our android has one more discovery on this amethyst planet before they jet off to a new planet and new possibilities. So, let's flip a card, roll some dice. So this time on the card we got a Jack of Hearts, and on the die we got a 3. And this is going to be quite interesting, because a Jack of Hearts means our lone android is going to be discovering ruins in a desert. That seems kind of strange for this planet, but also very intriguing, very mysterious. Side note, that's what I love about this game, is that we've already set kind of like what this world feels like what it is, but then a new prompt can totally throw it off, and we can find some really cool, interesting things. Along with that, on our dice we got a 3, so that means our character is going to suddenly come upon this new discovery. So, let's see what they find. Entry log 003. I spent a couple more hours combing the surface under and above the amethyst petals. I believed my original creator would believe this world to be beautiful. I started to engage my booster engines to return to space, but at that moment, I noticed a strange energy reading coming from underneath the petals, not wanting to leave any mystery to this planet. I once again, and for my last time, went to the world underneath. This time though, I found no flourishing ecosystem, but instead a desert made of black and silver sand. In the center of this desert, the walls of what seemed to be a long-lost civilization. I landed my ship and began to walk through the sand-covered streets. From my calculations, the inhabitants of this city must have perished thousands of years ago. The materials of their buildings weren't like anything I've seen on this planet. They must have been far from home like myself. I spent the rest of the day walking through the streets, going through their buildings, trying to find a key to the past, but it seems that time had taken its toll. Whoever once lived here was far from home, trying to survive. I got back in my ship and activated my boosters, returning to the stars. With the first planet explored by our lone adventurer, our android once again found themselves among the stars. They set their ship to auto-nav and put themselves into a half-slumber to preserve power. They weren't sure what the next planet would bring them, but as they faded off into the void of space, they dreamt of their creators and the waving flowers of the Amethyst mountain peaks. Alright everyone, that was the first episode of my Alone Among the Stars playthrough. I'm not really sure what I'm going to name this playthrough yet, but hopefully by the time this is out or by the next episode I will have some type of cool narrative name for this. I'm also still trying to figure out how I want to do this narratively. I have a background in experimental filmmaking, so I'm trying to combine my love of filmmaking but also my love of tabletop games to try to create some type of unique experience. Let me know how I did down below. Honestly, any thoughts would be very helpful. If you did like this video, feel free to like it. It actually really does help if you like and share this video to kind of get more people to watch it. I also have some really cool projects coming out in the next couple months, so subscribe and you'll see what's going on. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want to support the creator of Alone Among the Stars or even pick up the game, which I highly recommend, I truly do think this is a special game. All their information is going to be in the description down below. Please go check it out. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next video. As always, be excellent to each other.